Hey guys, what's going on? My first video here. I'm just going to go over a trade or actually a couple trades that I went through the past couple days. Today is April 11th, 2013. I'm going to go over a trade for FSLR that I placed yesterday, April 10th. Uh, Pretty much I saw the move the day before. I didn't even pay no attention to it. I mean, it's just nuts. I mean, to play something like this, you would have to catch it in the beginning. If not, short from the top. I mean, I wasn't even watching. I didn't even bother watching it because, I mean, I don't need that type of stress in my life. Trade something like that, you're like ready to punch someone if it goes the wrong way. It's just a good way to lose money, but you could make a lot of money too. So if you're lucky. Well, anyways, the next day, yesterday, I was watching it. It's kind of just chopping around all day, gap down on the open, chopping around. And then I was trading a different stock. I was trading ISIS, which did pretty good for me. And then I was looking for my next victim. So I came to this stock, and I noticed it was kind of trending downwards, and I was like, okay, well, if this gets below 36, I'll go ahead and buy some puts. So I watched it here. I watched it like huge volume come in. It just kind of tore down here. Small bounce. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'll get in. So I actually got in right around here. Stock dropped. I was happy. Huge volume. I'm like, all right. It got below 36. So I'm thinking, all right, let's go. Let's do it. Pop back up over 36. Huge volume just coming in. This thing just got extremely crazy. And then this is where I got stupid. I should have known. I should have got out right when it got up above 36.50, and this thing just started ripping. I mean, crazy. I'm like, what the what the hell was going on? So I'm like, okay, after a run like this, maybe a few candle bars, then it'll come back down. And I'll get out, have a minimal loss. I'll just weather the storm right here and just be done with it, right? Nope, this thing kept ripping, hit 37. I was like, okay, if this thing rips over 37, I'm out. And I was down by a lot by then. So, it was ripping, and I'm like, fuck, okay, what am I gonna do? Watched it here, kind of struggled, then just started chopping around here, and then it started trending lower. So I'm like, okay, we got something going here. So I averaged down. I don't even know where. It was like somewhere around here. I'm like, okay, averaged down. I by 100% my position. I doubled my position. So I was still down, but not as much. Then it started chopping around, started getting lower, popped up, kind of just watching this trend line here. I drew a trend line. It kind of broke the top. I should have sold, but I was like, it's looking weak, and this thing has been, a piece of shit all day. So I'm just like, this thing has to just break lower. It's got to break lower after this move. So it's trending down all day, or I mean not all day, the rest of the day, and then it finally closed down here, which was I was actually at the break-even point. Actually, I was at the break-even point right around here, and I should have sold and been happy that I got my money back. But nope, I'm like, nope, this thing is gonna fucking sell off at the end of the day. I have that feeling. So, it starts doing that, but then I'm playing the weekly puts, and I think it was like the last 10 minutes of the day. Yeah, it was right here. Actually, right here at 12:50. It dropped, but then the time decay kicked in. Freaking perfect timing. My options devalued by like 10 cents just like that. So I'm like, fuck. Okay. I probably would have been up by like 10 cents profit per contract, but by then I was still at the break even around here, and then maybe give or take a few cents per contract, and then it closed here. So I'm like, you know what? I'll sell in the morning, you know. So morning came around, some nice volume came in, big sell off, and then it just ripped. And here I like the first 30 minutes of the day I couldn't trade. You know, I was busy. I just said I should have set a stop. I was just stupid. I did every stupid thing possible. And it just pisses me off because I know better. I've known better. I know better. I've been through this. I've done stupid shit like this. I'm like, you know what? It looks good. I think it'll trend lower. It'll break below 36 and we'll have a nice day. Nope, this thing freaking rips and it goes higher. And then we actually hit, I think, 30, 38 over here. Let me just zoom out. Let's actually go to the 1 minute. And then, yeah, rips up, hits 38. By the time I see it, it's in the 38s already. You know, I'm like, fuck. You know, so I'm like, all right, if this thing rips above 38 and holds like 38.50, and that's where the gap was from the previous or the day before, then that means it's just a total reversal. But this held, resistance held. It finally, dropped down. And when it got down here, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I just sold. I don't even know. I sold for like, I think, a 50% loss. No, it was like 75% loss, which sucked. I'm like, oh man, that's fucking shit. So I was kind of watching it, the rest of the day, and it just kind of slopping around, and it just fucking bored me. So I went back to ISIS. I noticed today was, in the morning it was kind of ripped in the morning. And I will go to a bigger chart here. And this thing has been just crazy. I mean, just pretty much straight up. And this thing, like textbook setups. I mean, it'll rip, pull back, gear up, rip, pull back. That's all it's been doing. So I was like, you know what? I'll play it again. Ripped in the morning, early in the morning, pulled back, kind of just held this level. I was like, you know what? I'll get in. So I bought some calls. I actually bought them like around here, anticipating the high a day break. It pulled back, and actually this shit right here fucking scared the shit out of me. But then you look at the volume, it wasn't much volume. It was like, I think like 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 shares. So the bottom kind of dropped out, kind of like a what the fuck moment. Immediately ripped back up, held here, tested high days again, then it finally rips. So I'm like, all right, cool, we're on. Goes, test 19, huge volume comes in, rips through 19, kind of holds 19, and then, like I said, it does the same thing. Rips, pulls back, rips, pulls back, rips, pulls back. It's perfect. I mean, this is like it. It's definitely a manufactured run. Something's going on, but whatever. Then it finally tops out here. I'm up. I recoup all my losses from FSLR. I didn't recoup them because I didn't sell up here. I'm just holding. I'm like, oh, this thing's gonna rip again. Pulls back, comes up, and then all of a sudden I was thinking of selling here. I was like, oh man, this thing is falling back, but let's give it some time. And then it just kind of fades off throughout the day. I would have sold, but then I noticed like just a low volume takedown. Just kind of just you know fading off here. I think they were done for the day. They were just letting the retail traders just kind of fight it out here, and people just taking profits, you know. So, but then at the end of the day, it kind of just get this big spike in volume, like 25K, and then all of a sudden it just gets really like a really controlled into a really controlled channel here, just for like the last few minutes of the day, and then last part of the day, another big volume bar for the stock, you know, and we close. So you know what? I was like, you know what? Let's see what happens tomorrow. It usually likes to rip in the mornings, uh, so you know, it likes to rip in the mornings. Oop, what happened there? Okay, yeah, rips in the morning. You know, pulls back, rips. It's not really that day here. Rips in the morning, ripped in the morning. So you know what? I'm gonna anticipate that, and hopefully, you know, and kind of keeping the same trend it has been throughout the past few days. You know, runs up throughout the day and then kind of fades off. Runs up, kind of fades out. Runs up, fades out. Runs up, fades out. Runs up, fades out. And then yeah, so it was stupid of me not to sell, but then again, you know, I'm still under the pattern day trade, so uh, I kind of didn't want to waste the day trade, which is a stupid excuse, anyways, as it is. So, but yeah, just want to show that, and then we'll see what it does tomorrow. Hopefully, it does pretty well. I just like how this is going. All I trade on is price action and volume and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. You know, we had the double top today, and it actually on the weekly chart here. Well, actually, this is the hourly chart, but you can see here uh, back in March, this ripped up to highs of like 1953. Came back down. We got this huge cup and handle thing going, and then actually today we made a new high. You know, so up over 7 cents the previous high, and then of course we had the pullback. And I'm looking for another test tomorrow. I'm looking for this. A lot of people are going to be looking at this. Going to come up on a lot of scans tonight. So there should be a lot of people in it. I'm hoping for a 20, for it to test 20 tomorrow. If not, then I will take it off. I'm still up, so it's not too bad. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thanks for watching.